Adult children don't respect you anymore? Here's how to regain it. There's a quiet pain many aging parents carry, the feeling that they've become invisible in the eyes of their grown children. You sacrificed, guided, and stood by them for years, and yet, somewhere along the way, they stopped listening, stopped calling, maybe even started treating you like a burden. If you've ever felt that sting, you're not alone. But here's the truth: while you can't control how others behave, you can powerfully shift the dynamic by changing how you show up. In this video, we'll explore 8 proven, empowering strategies to help you reclaim the respect you deserve, starting from the inside out. Let's begin. Number 1. Recognize the shift and embrace it. One of the most important things to understand is that your role as a parent has changed. Your children are now adults. They no longer need raising, they need relating. Clinging to the authority you once had can actually backfire. Respect at this stage isn't earned through control, it's earned through mutual regard. Try saying, "I know you're your own person now. I'm here when you want to talk, not to fix things." This simple statement sets a tone of maturity and trust. When you embrace the shift, you stop clinging to old power and start creating new influence. Joan, a retired mother of 3, shared that when her daughter moved across the country, she kept trying to micromanage things from afar, offering constant advice, daily check-ins, and unasked-for opinions. Eventually, her daughter stopped sharing altogether. It wasn't until Joan told her daughter, "I trust you to live your life, and I'll be here when you want to talk," that the relationship opened back up. Number 2. Rebuild emotional boundaries. It's easy to pour our unmet emotional needs into our kids, especially as we age. But when your happiness hinges on their approval, it creates pressure that can push them away. Begin shifting that dynamic. Take note of when you feel anxious waiting for their call, or disappointed when they don't respond the way you'd hoped. Then redirect that energy into nurturing your own emotional world. Take up something just for you: gardening, walking groups, community classes. Emotional boundaries don't mean shutting out your children. They mean not handing them the keys to your self-worth. Howard, a man in his late 60s, realized he was checking his phone compulsively, waiting for a text from his son. After a few weeks of noticing the toll it was taking, he decided to change things up. He joined a local historical society and rekindled an old interest in photography. It gave him a renewed sense of purpose, kept him engaged, and brought back a kind of happiness he hadn't felt in years. Eventually, his son reached out more, not because he felt pressure, but because he saw his father thriving. Number 3. Stop overfunctioning. Many parents unintentionally lose their children's respect by doing too much, helping too much, solving too much. It starts with good intentions, but eventually it robs your children of the chance to rise to their own responsibilities. When your child is struggling and you jump in immediately, you're not being helpful. You're communicating that you don't trust their capability. That's not respect, it's control in disguise. Instead, say, "I trust you to figure this out, but I'm here if you want support." Cliff, a retired engineer, shared that every time his adult son had car trouble or financial stress, he'd jump in and fix it. But the more he helped, the less his son took initiative. Eventually, he backed off. It was hard at first, but his son began to step up, and their relationship became more respectful as a result. Number 4. Be willing to say no. Respect and boundaries go hand in hand. If you say yes to everything, visits, favors, last-minute changes, you slowly erode your own value. It may feel selfish to say no, but consider this: saying yes when you mean no leads to resentment, and resentment poisons relationships. Healthy boundaries teach others how to treat you. The next time something doesn't feel right, try saying, "I'd love to help, but I'm not able to this time." No apology, no justification. Patricia, a grandmother of 5, shared that she used to watch her grandkids while her son and his wife were at work. It was wonderful spending time with them, but it was also exhausting. One day she gently said, "I need Wednesdays for myself." Her daughter was surprised, but respectful, and she finally had space to rest and recharge. Number 5, speak from wisdom, not emotion. When we feel disrespected, it's tempting to lash out, to say, "After everything I've done, this is how you treat me." But these words come from pain, not power. Instead, take a breath. Respond from grounded clarity. Speak less often, but more meaningfully. You don't have to attend every argument you're invited to. Instead of defending yourself, try saying, "That hurt. I need a little space to think." Respect grows in silence as much as in speech. Eleanor, a woman in her 70s, shared that during a heated argument with her adult son, she used to yell or cry, but one day she simply said, "I'm not going to talk to you when you speak to me like that." Then she walked out. The next morning he called to apologize. She never raised her voice again, and never needed to. Number 6, build a life you love again. Children respect parents who are still growing, not just existing. If your world revolves around them, it creates emotional weight they instinctively pull away from. Instead, create a life that's rich and full, whether they're part of it that day or not. Take that trip, join the club, try something creative, read, volunteer, learn. When your life is meaningful on its own, your kids begin to view you not as someone who needs to be taken care of, but as an inspiration. Martin, a widower in his early 70s, decided to join a travel group and start learning Spanish. He shared photos from his first solo trip to South America, and his adult children were amazed. They said, "Dad, we had no idea you had all this in you." Their respect and connection deepened, not because he chased it, but because he embodied it. Number 7, model the respect you expect. Respect is reciprocal. If you gossip, criticize, interrupt, or treat others as inferior, that behavior sends a message. Model the tone you want to receive. Be calm in conflict, be generous in apology, be consistent in kindness. You may not see change overnight, but you'll be anchoring your household and your legacy in integrity. Arnold, a man in his late 60s, shared that he realized he'd often criticized his daughter's choices in front of others. When he stopped doing that, when he started validating her efforts and speaking respectfully, even when they disagreed, she softened. She began treating him the same way. He led by example, and she followed. Number 8, detach with compassion. Sometimes the healthiest thing you can do is step back, not to punish, but to preserve your peace. If your adult child is consistently rude, dismissive, or manipulative, you are not obligated to accept that behavior just because they're family. Let go with love. Practice detachment, not from care, but from chaos. Say, "I love you, I'm here, but I won't stay in conversations where I'm disrespected." Vivian, a woman in her 60s, shared that her adult son often called her only to vent and lash out. She began ending those calls early with compassion. "I love you, but I'm not going to continue when this becomes disrespectful." Eventually, he learned to speak with more care or not at all, and her peace returned. Thank you so much for spending time with us today. We'd love to know what insight stuck with you the most. Drop a comment below and tell us how you'll put it into practice in your own life. Your perspective truly matters, and hearing from you encourages us to keep creating meaningful, supportive content. If this video brought you value, please give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and consider sharing it with someone who might benefit too. We appreciate you, and we can't wait to connect with you again in our next video. Until then, take good care.